Hi, everybody. Happy New Year and welcome to Big Apple Mountain Tarot. I'm your host, Mike Rusnak.
I'm Everest Hall, and I can't believe I'm so happy it's New Year.
Right?
We're going to talk about the upcoming full moon that's going to happen on the 6th. And we're also going to talk a little bit about what's coming up in 2023.
Just a quick kind of cycle through the year and just give an idea about what's going to happen this year. It's going to be wildly different from the last, say, 3 years, where we've had, the outer planets squaring off. We've had Saturn squaring against Pluto in 2020. And then Saturn-Uranus square for the last 2 years, which is finally non-operational about now.
And our Pluto return for the United States of America.
The United States Pluto return, yeah. It's like a triple dip because Pluto retrograded and then came back to the same point, 27 degrees, 33 minutes of Capricorn 3 times. And that just happened on the 27th of December. So we're beyond that.
Yeah, really did some crazy work there.
The big news is Pluto is going to be moving into Aquarius.
That is incredible. I'm really going to be intrigued to see how that affects everybody. Aquarius, as you know, or as you don't know, is a very expansive energy. It's a sign of technology and the other... Humanity. Pluto is the very vast, far expanse of our solar system, and is this kind of small, powerful space out there on the very limit of time and space.
The unmaker, though.
The unmaker, exactly.
Really, and it's going to be very interesting to feel the energy shift. Pluto moves into Aquarius, where it stays only at 0 degrees Aquarius for a couple months, and then it retrogrades back into Capricorn for the rest of 2023. And then by this time next year, 2024, it will be moving back into Aquarius, and it will stay there until 2044, which means maybe the rest of our lives for some of us.
Some of us, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then also what's going to happen is we got Jupiter.
Jupiter is in Aries now.
Yeah. Until May.
Until May.
Yeah,
and by the end of this month, so say by the 22nd, 23rd, all planets are going to be moving forward, which is unusual for all planets to move forward for 5 months.
Yeah.
January through May. So there's kind of enjoy the forward momentum, enjoy the changes, enjoy the shifts. For this moon coming up, this is the full moon in Cancer, right?
It is. It's a beautiful Cancer energy. I love Cancer. It's a very maternal.
It's super vulnerable. It's like the moon because it's Cancer
Moon
is
rules
ruled
Cancer.
by the moon. Yeah.
It's about home and safety. And kind of maternal compassion.
That's the lesson for this moon. It's to carve out that safe space for ourselves. Carve out a little isolation tank every day where you could just completely shut yourself away from whatever you're going through, drop into your breath, meditate, and then come back to your problems. That's really the best advice that we could give for this moon. Right now, Venus and Pluto are conjunct.
I think that's really interesting for New Year's Eve.
It is interesting for New Year's Eve. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. If you're not really feeling your date tonight, you might not be feeling your date.
Pluto and Venus conjunct could lead you into just OCD and finding... looking for the worst fears, looking for confirmation of your worst fears within relationships.
Yeah, Venus has got this real detailed component to it. And with Pluto there, it could be like this real, you'll find it if you're looking for it.
Yeah, you'll find problems if you're looking for it. Luckily, Venus moves quickly. Saturn's
got some stuff going on.
Saturn's going to be moving into the sign of Pisces by March.
Yeah, and you said something really interesting about Saturn and Pisces, where it was was that? It was
Saturn could rule water rights.
yes,
I was
water
talking
rights and
about
water management in the West. We live in New
looking,
Mexico,
yeah, and we're always close to, the mega drought.
right?
Luckily in New Mexico, we don't have it as bad as the rest of the
Yeah,
West. But we're always thinking about how we're using water, and the West is always talking about how we're parsing out the Colorado River. And
yeah.
there's going to be a lot of review for
There's got to be some real serious talks. What's going on with California and Nevada?
yeah.
And I think that you're kind of right with that being a topic of conversation.
Yeah, and Pisces, it also rules spirituality.
Prisons too.
Prisons?
Yeah, it's like kind of closed spaces,
Oh,
private spaces.
okay.
So it rules prisons. I'm thinking of Rikers Island in New York City. Maybe it's a little closed. But yeah, prisons and sacred spaces. It's interesting that the Pope has passed away, and we're talking about like that kind of Vatican space right now.
Yeah, right. More of an interest in spirituality, in making it concrete and applicable to what we are actually going through every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of see.
I see Pluto moving through Aquarius as some of that too.
I think so too, where there's been an exploration of the past several years on reality and what is real, and also this kind of like self-absorbed, I own my own reality and, bugger off. But I think there's a lot more personal accountability that's going to be happening.
Also, people are just ready to grow now.
Yeah, I hope so.
No, they are.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
People are gonna, really stretch themselves in this year. And we have 4 eclipses coming up through the year.
Oh yeah, let's touch on the eclipses.
The eclipses, okay, the first one will be April 20th, 29 degrees Aries.
Yes.
And remember, Jupiter moving through Aries is going to have us really focusing on our individuality and what makes us so unique, and what we recognize as unique but valuable to society, to humanity.
Yeah.
Right? April 20th is the first, 29 degrees Aries, and that's a fire sign.
Fire sign. Very
May
interesting.
5th, we'll have a lunar eclipse, 14 degrees of Scorpio. Right? And then October 14th.
Scorpio's water.
Yeah. October 14th, we're going to have a solar eclipse, 21 degrees of Libra. And that's going to be an eclipse that
we can see
physically we're going to be in the path of totality right here in New Mexico. We're so excited. And
I'm really excited about that one in Libra.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have a crowd of people here watching with us with our glasses. And then October 28th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse at, is that
5 degrees?
5 degrees of Taurus. That's Earth again.
And that's Earth. So we're going through, this is unusual. We're going through all of the elements here.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be expanded. We're all going to be revolutionized.
And it's also because it's more celebration, because July 16th and 17th is when our north and south nodes move. Finally, we'll move the south node into Libra. The north node will move into Aries.
Interesting.
So for the following 18 months after that, we'll be in different north and south nodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
this year is going to be very different.
I'm very interested in that Aries action that's happening with Jupiter in Aries and the North Node moving. And that's where I'm kind of thinking that there's going to be hopefully some more personal accountability for the entirety of society with Aquarius. And how can I help everybody and make life better for everybody?
How could we resist comeuppance?
How can we resist being comeuppance? There's been a lot of kind of karmic, like the karmic iron fist has been coming down gleefully all over the, those that have earned it the past couple of months.
Sketchiness has been revealed.
Sketchiness has been revealed. I think.
Thank you, Pluto in Capricorn.
So.
And we still have a long way to go with Pluto in Capricorn, because it will retrograde for all of 2023. But it's going to give us a little glimpse of what it's going to be like with Pluto in Aquarius. That's going to be major revolutions for people, for whole groups of people, and a time where we're going to be looking for our own tribe, but by matching frequencies. So putting out what we want to attract, right?
And I think also with Pluto and Aquarius, the possibilities of new technologies.
Definitely.
There was that recent breakthrough with nuclear.
But also maybe control of people through technologies too. So
well, that's
just be aware of what you are creating for your own human experience and what you are subscribing to and what you're agreeing to. And think about the time that you spend online and the amount that you give your phone, and just think about that. Think about that. You know where I stand.
I do. So here we are with the tarot
portion of the program.
And we're going to continue with the way we've been doing these readings for a couple months now. We're going to pull 2 cards for each element.
Now, is this for the new moon or for the year?
For the full moon.
I mean the full moon. Or
I think it's for the full moon. This is.
It's just for now.
Yeah, this is Cancer full moon. I mean, we touched on the future, what's happening in 2023, but I think let's
be in the present.
Let's be in the present. Full moon, Cancer, very maternal, loving energy.
So let's say that this is between New Year's and the full moon.
Yeah. Okay. New Year's.
So this is a card pull for this week, this New Year week.
Yes, this New Year week.
All right, so we're gonna do fire first. So that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I will cut them here.
Okay.
And the 2 cards are the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands, 2 major arcana.
So this is for fire. This is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius.
Yeah.
So we've got the Queen of Wands.
The Queen of Swords.
Queen of Swords. She's raising her thoughts up.
High above the clouds. This past year, we've done so much review. There have been so many planets in retrograde. There's been a lot of mental energy with Mars in Gemini, and still until May.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So there's a lot of thought that's going on, and not a whole lot of action, right? Yeah. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah. Like restrained thoughtful
enthusiasm.
Yeah. And ideas are coming into focus, and clarity's coming into focus, and the energy's kind of being it's starting to go, but it's a little pulled
We're
back.
dying to move forward, but there's just a little more reflection that we have to get through.
Yeah, be patient, our fire signs.
Before we know it, we'll have rockets strapped to our feet and we'll be flying into the future.
Everything's going forward. And now...
Taurus,
these are for our earth signs.
Taurus,
friends.
Virgo, and Capricorn.
Okay. So, emotions.
Divine inspiration, creative wellspring, inspiration.
But you've got this on the other side of it, where we have this fellow here who has disarmed
his opponents,
his
foes.
And in this week, there might be an emotional response to life and to how others treat ourselves.
A feeling of loss, maybe a feeling of, I set myself up perfectly, but I still feel lonely. I remember post-pandemic, we're realizing that the whole world is in a loneliness epidemic.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And this is going to change with Pluto in Aquarius. This is going to change with our North Node shifting too.
Right, because we're going to be thinking more about the other and how we can help each other.
How we could be of service in all of our quirky uniqueness. And where we're valuable, where we're the most valuable.
Next we have air.
So that's Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius.
Okay. The King of Swords is giving us some heartbreak here. There are, this is a very legal kind of scholarly energy. that's coming with this sense of loss and heartbreak. And perhaps as we're in our review, we can understand what is that source of heartbreak at the end of the year.
Well, there's understanding what we think of as justice, but then there's the reality that the law really needs some strengthening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great that, you know, that, well, the IRS is revealing all its secrets, and it turns out it's full of monkeys.
Well, no, not all of its secrets, you know, because it's full of monkeys. But yeah, there's like a loss, an emotional pain that's happening with authority.
And it's just this kind of space of resetting. You know, we're always resetting our perspective and what we understand to be society and law and governments and structure. And it's been 3 years of this protracted tension, you know, this protracted, you know, Saturn, the old guard, and Uranus, the new way. And there's just a feeling of loss. Even though we're moving forward, there's this feeling of potential that wasn't met fully.
Right. And yeah, there you go. The loss of potential that has not been met fully.
Right.
As we go,
and we can't go back, and we can't continue down those paths.
The epoch is over and processed. Forgive ourselves, for we are the kings of our creation.
And then we have finally
it's water.
Water. So that's it's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces.
I was about to do it backwards.
Okay.
Oh, hard at work. Hard at work.
Evaluating
diligent.
Your values.
Oh.
And judgment. Yeah.
These are all like crazy review cards at the end of the year.
Well, it's a lot of major arcana here, too.
Exactly.
Every sign got at least one major arcana.
So, end of the year. Cancer, energy, and...
Don't judge yourself too harshly. No. Water signs are so hard on themselves.
It's true. And we're working hard. You think everything is like squared away, but you just can't find emotional satisfaction and peace. Perhaps you're working too hard. And when I was in college, there was a professor who was talking about how work is when you're doing things wrong, and that it's struggle, and work is involved with struggle and this kind of like convoluted idea of like struggling to achieve. And when things are like really like humming along, there's no sense of struggle, and it's really easy.
No, it's effortless.
It's
just creation, and you're in alignment.
Yeah.
And think about this year. How are we reinventing ourselves? Because this is a year of reinvention.
Yeah.
You know, with Jupiter moving through Aries, with Saturn moving through Pisces. This is all reinvention. Our north nodes are shifting. Yeah. How do we want to reinvent ourselves? Right now is the time. The next 5 months, all systems go, forward motion.
But for right now, yes, be gentle and kind with ourselves on this wonderful Cancer full moon. We thank you very kindly.
Don't drink too much.
Or drink too much. Just do it one day. It's okay.
Checks and balances.
Yeah. Have a great New Year's. And we're going to see you more in 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.